Hello, anyone coming in? Thanks for coming. Ooh. I hope some friends can make it in today. Oh, move the camera. Darn it. I had it just perfect too. I'm using the Holbeins in this page from Tenderful Enchantments. By Clara Markova. Started this a few days ago on stream, and I've been working on it on and off at home, or on my, no, off camera. It's such a cool page, and I am sticking mostly to my pastels in the Holbeins, well, except for the tree and the bed, because I did need the browns. You may hear my son in the background. He's playing his Xbox. I don't think people are getting notifications, but people may be busy with staying home. They're enjoying time with family, and I think that's wonderful. Good thing no one was here to watch that. Hi, Lisa. How are you? Thank you for coming in. I thought I might be here all by myself all day. How are you doing there in the UK? Well, I'm glad. Yeah, it's only 3:40 in the afternoon here, but it's been a good day. We've been every evening for the past 3 nights. We've had rain at night, and a substantial amount of it, and you know that's just not heard of here in California. And last night we had quite an electrical storm too with it. It was awesome. I just love watching the lightning. Oop. Sounded like a trolley honked at someone and they honked back like, sorry, the trolley's bigger than you. I don't think that honking back will help you. Aw, we're allowed to go outside and, you know, I mean, we can't go, there's no stores to really shop in. I'm sure some of the stores like Target and Walmart are open, but I'm sure they're, first off, you know, packed and don't have any supplies, but also I'm sure they're letting people in, you know, one by one, or, you know, in very spaced out. I know that's how the grocery stores are working here. I've been getting our groceries delivered. I've been doing that for several years, so this was no different for me. Just the time it's taking is a lot longer. But we're allowed to go to the beach or the park, or I walked in downtown the other day to go to the dentist, but you know, they don't want us gathering in groups. Wow. Yeah, they haven't restricted us that much. They want us to go out and exercise and get fresh air, and you know, people with children just can't keep them in all the time. My daughter's on lockdown in New Zealand, and she has 3 small kids, 8, a year and a half, and 7 months, and a year and a half and almost 8 months. I'm not sure how restricted they are, that they need to be that restricted as well. Is my sound okay? I've been having sound issues with my computer all day. Oh no. Well, you make sure you take care of yourself, Lisa. Yeah, my aunt just got off of quarantine. She had been exposed to someone who was suspected of having it. So they, you know, self-quarantined for 14, or today would have been the 14th day since she had seen her. But then the test came back negative. So she was really sick. The friend, or it was actually a coworker, was really sick, but she didn't have the coronavirus. So have you been keeping yourself busy with your, oh good, with your coloring supplies? Are you all stocked up? Oh no. I know Prince Charles has it as well. Oh good. Yeah, I truly believe that we had presence of forethought with that. I know. Well, now there's 3 people watching. I think notifications aren't going out, but I'm not sure. I've noticed that maybe people are having internet problems, or I'm not sure. Very strange. Yeah, but I wonder where people from the States are. Plus, it's Friday night, so... Well, I mean, everyone's staying home anyway. Yesterday, I thought it was Wednesday all day long. Totally thought it was Wednesday. And then I spoke with my aunt this morning, and she thought the same thing. She's a school teacher, and so she's been off. Her whole school district's closed. And she too thought that it was Wednesday. I'm good. I'm relaxing and listening to the sound of the ocean. I've got it perfect. It sounds great. Chit-chatting a bit with you. I'm good. And all these marbles, I think I'm just going to color them. All the shades I've used in here. I love the mice white. So I haven't colored them other than their ears and tails because I really love the way they look. Yeah, they are, aren't they, Lisa? I just love the way that they look so cute. So I do want to color the teddy bear, but I think I want to leave the cat white too. So to do that, I really think I need to do a nice dark background. I'm not sure about the floor. I just wanted to kind of make it look like a wash, like this light color. Maybe I'll make it like a gray color wash looking. I don't want to do it dark like the bed, but I'm confused. I did one here with Posca because I thought it was a... Oh, I think I'm going to scratch it off. It'll mess up. Well, I'm going to put it back as white because now I just almost made a little hole on the page. Hold on a second, there was a really strange noise. Sorry. It was just my son. He kind of opened the closet door, but just because it's so quiet in here, it sounded really strange. I have more toys to color. Hey, Tammy. Well, welcome. How are you, lady? I'm good. Just wondering where everybody is, but I'm so glad that you stopped in. Oh, this is Tenderful Enchantments by Clara Markova. I have these are, she has 3 out right, no, 4 out right now. I'm waiting for the Fairy Celebrations to come in. I did order it. Oh. What challenge what challenge did she put out there? Oh, thank you. Yeah, her books are so adorable. I couldn't remember what I was coloring. I was like, what was I coloring? color maybe blending in with the, oh no, I guess it's coming out. So have you been having enough to keep you busy, Tammy? I certainly, in fact, I've been like a little scattered because I don't know what to do. I mean, I generally stay home anyway, but I guess it's different when, you know, you're not supposed to be going out versus, you know, I didn't want to go out. I don't know. But I've just had so much stuff. I'm like, I don't even know where to begin. So I've been kind of trying to organize some things and swatching some things I normally don't swatch, but I wanted to put some swatchings in with my pencils in a pocket inside the pencil case. I like it better that way instead of keeping them all in a central location. That way when you have the pencils, you have the color chart right there. Same with markers. And these new pencil cases I got come with the perfect little pocket. I even have some good pencil cases for my smaller sets that I actually should move the smaller set. Well, no, I don't have those ones in cases anymore. The smaller sets, the budget brand pencils, I have them actually all located by color in a cup. So what is the challenge? Oh, when did she give that challenge? I haven't seen that. So you can use all shades and tones or just 3 pencils. All right, sweetie, have fun. Don't bring home coronavirus. Oh, I watch all of her videos and I hadn't paid attention to that, so I'll have to go back and look. I want to ask you guys a flavor. My daughter lives in New Zealand, I think I told you, with my grandkids, and she and her husband have decided to start a YouTube channel. I've been telling them for a while now to start a channel because I just think they have a unique situation with having been together since they were 14, having their first baby at 15, and then now having 3 kids and living in New Zealand. And so I'm going to put their, hi, Patty. No problem, sweetie. I'm so glad you came. So here's their link. If you guys would, you know, at least check it out and maybe like their video. There's 2 videos out. Plus you get to see my adorable grandchildren. I'm very, very proud of them. So, and my beautiful daughter. I'm so happy that you're here, Patty. Yeah, it's pretty quiet here today, but it's okay. There you go. I gave the link, Tammy. You should be able to click right on it and it'll go to their channel, and then they have 2 videos. The one they did a few days ago just introduces them. They answer some questions, but the kids are so adorable in the videos. I've been telling them, you guys really, you never know if it'll just take off, you know? And so now that they're stuck in New Zealand, stuck at home. Aw, thank you, Tammy. You'll have to watch the videos. They are so cute, and they're short. But they're so cute. Of course, you know, I'm prejudiced. But they're pretty darn cute. Oh, thank you, Lisa. You guys are so awesome. I appreciate it so much. Yeah, I have a 7-month-old. Well, she's almost 8 months old. I guess Yum is March. He's 20 months old. And then, so almost 8 months, 20 months, and 8 years old. They're super adorable. And my daughter's done a really good job with editing. She's just done the editing on her, the program you get with iPhone. And it's working out really well for her. I think I'm going to try shading the mice with this, it's called Smoke Blue, but it reminds me of a lot of like Grade Lavender. I'm going to just see it's like a gray. It's real grayish. And I thought it just might give a little bit of color to the mice, but and if it doesn't work, I'm not trying to paint a work of art or anything. I just want to outline them. I don't want to color them. I really want them white. I think they look so cute white. But I think it'll be cool to give them a little hint of a purple outline. Instead of using gray for the shadows. Oh, thank you. Oh, yes, definitely, Patty. I don't know where my kids, honestly, my 3 kids are very attractive. My first son is from my first marriage. He's, 6'1", blonde hair, blue eyes, just a handsome young man, broad shoulders, square chin, all that kind of stuff. And then my 2 youngest ones from my second husband, they're half Mexican. And I honestly don't know where my kids became so attractive from. It certainly wasn't from me or their fathers, even though I do say that, well, hey, they have different fathers, so it must be me because they're all cute. But then my grandkids, well, they have such attractive parents that they were bound to come out gorgeous. So they definitely got the best of both parents as well. I think that my kids, I don't know, they must have just gotten those genes from the recesses of my chromosome. That looks kind of cute, huh, with that color? I don't know if you guys can see. Oh, how lovely. That's so awesome. Yeah, there's nothing like when they call your name. Oh, how old is she? Oh, it says she only 12 weeks. Which one's 12 weeks old? That's another one, right, Lisa? There's no way the 12-week-old said it. And she said Nan? What the heck? Man, I was impressed that Yum said Grandma when he was a year or like 14 months old. I got more than I wanted on there. That's really amazing. I don't want it this purple. I I want the white and just a purple hue. I love that Holbein's erased so nice. Well, plus I was being really, really light, but I love that Holbein's can be erased on this paper. Wow. That's incredible. I have never heard of babies talking that young. So can you notice just the slight shadowing of that purple? I think it looks cute. Be a little more shadow here though. It's on this other side of the light. Again, I'm not trying to put a lot down, so I'm not going to fill in all the shadows. I just want to give it a little bit of dimension. This color is really pretty. I love it. It can be even that's so it's such a light color. It can be almost overbearing on if you put it down certain ways. I had it on this mushroom and as the highlight, and it was wrong, so then I had to fix it. I don't know which angle to go. When you said that, I was all excited, Lisa, and then I remember I said, I think Gwen's 12 weeks old. There's no way it was Gwen. It had to be her other granddaughter. I can't believe that. That's so awesome. I mean, they are learning language. I mean, even before they're out, they're listening to language in the womb. And, you know, that's, their brains have, you know, most kids by the time they're 3 or 4 years old, they're learning. I mean, they know their language. Plus, they usually, I mean, if they're taught more than one, they pick that up too. And it's amazing how much kids learn in the first 3 years of life. I mean, they learn more in the first 3 years of life than they do the rest of their life. Their brains grow the most. And language has a huge part of that. I mean, to learn languages, I mean, from not knowing a thing to learning language is incredible. And their predisposition to learn any language that they're exposed to. Our brains are incredible. Oh, thank you, Patty. I really, I really liked them white. I was thinking of leaving them white, but I knew they needed some kind of shadow. And I was going to do gray, but then I thought this smoke blue is, I mean, it's almost gray. but it's just got that little bit of purple. So it looks so pretty. And I was hoping that it would go right. I just have to be really light with it, or it'll too much color will make it look almost dirty. I have to go very light. I just think this page is so adorable. All these little mice. Oh, I totally missed part of the pillow right here. All white underneath them. Like, did you guys see this stark white part? These are Holbeins. My son started saying "uh-oh," which I don't really count as a word, but he definitely was copying me at about 4 months old. But that's about 16 weeks, and that was the most any of my kids did. I mean, they were good talkers by the time they were. You know, they were saying 100 words by the time they were 2, but nothing like that. That's awesome. All right, that's good. Awesome. Did you get them from Amazon Japan? Hi, Joey. How are you, sweetie? Welcome. I was wondering when more people would start coming in. It was me and oh my gosh, I'm going brain dead. Hold on. Yeah, go to Amazon. It might be even cheaper. It was me and Lisa. I couldn't remember. I'm like, was it Lisa or was it Tam? It was me and Lisa in the beginning. And we were here for a while. I was like, well, I don't know. It might just be you and I, which is fine by me because I can just sit here and listen to the waves and chit chat a little bit. And I think my tea is gone now, but I'm sure I could go make more. Then I'll have to go TP. I might just float away. Hi, Carolyn. How are you, sweetie? I really liked your pictures. Beautiful. Your Mike, isn't it Micah Jolina? Beautiful. I watched part 1. I started both of them because I automatically go in and like videos. But then I was actually watching the first one of World of Flowers. But I always go in and like them in case I don't, get a chance right away to watch them. I like to put my like in. You're very welcome. So I'm trying to make a thing. So my son that lives with me is only 22 and he's just a card. He's so funny and he and I have a really good relationship. We banter back and forth. We have so much fun. He's just a great kid, and I love him so much. So I don't know if you guys know this new thing with the young kids. It's the okay boomer, that they it's just a saying that, anybody that's older, that's not young, under 30, is a boomer, according to them. I'm sure it doesn't go that young, but so they say this phrase, okay boomer, like, just a dismissive. It's not real. I don't think they're really going out being disrespectful. It's just kind of a funny thing. At least that's how my son takes it. So he constantly calls me a boomer, which technically I was born in 67. So I technically am not a baby boomer because I think the baby boomer time frame ends in 64. But I mean, really, it's more about your mindset, and I'm actually Gen X, and I think that my life has been more Gen X, that we were the latchkey kids, and our parents were, moms were liberated and all that stuff. So then we kind of coddled our kids, and I didn't coddle my kids, but I definitely always made sure they knew I was there for them and stuff. So anyway, so he constantly will say, okay boomer, teasing me, and he tells me, well, that's because you're a boomer, or the newest thing is that coronavirus is a boomer remover, which I think is terrible, but at the same time I laugh because it's funny. Boomer remover, yeah. So they say okay boomer, right, okay boomer, and now the boomer remover, that's what coronavirus is. That's very sad because, but we all can live with, we live through humor. So I think that's funny. But so my thing now is, because millennials were raised by Gen X, and they're the ones that were coddled and helicopter parents and all of that. Everybody gets a trophy. So whenever he says that to me, I go, oh, you'll be okay, Millie. Or, it's all right, Millie, in a total condescending voice. So I really want to make a thing of, you'll be all right, Millie. So what do you guys think? You guys think it could be a thing? And if it is, I invented it. It's just a totally facetious, condescending way to say, oh, you'll be okay, Millie. Or, are you all right, Millie? If they say something, oh, are you all right, Millie? He has another thing that he does whenever we're talking, and he says something snarky, and then I'll say, oh, that was you. And then he says, who?
and he'll say who, and right as you're giving the response to say you or your friend or whatever, he says cares, like who cares. So it's something he's done for a couple of years. It's very, very annoying. I mean, it's funny, but it's annoying. So lately, whenever he says who, I go, let the dogs out. I drive him nuts. He even told his friends, every time I tell my mom who, because I hear him saying it to his friends too. Whenever whenever he's bantering back and forth with them, he'll say who, and they know that he's gonna mock and say, cares. So he said, yeah, whenever I say it to my mom, she starts singing let the dogs out. Yeah, here's your sign. So that's why I want to say, oh, you'll be okay, Millie, or are you all right, Millie? Is there a problem, Millie? And I like the nickname Millie. I don't know, for millennial, just because millennial is so long. Oh, there I went and threw a whole vine. Oh, and I broke it. Look what I did to this Holbein pencil. I should never have Holbeins. That's terrible. Look at that. Oh, Kim should put me on restriction. She's not here. Oh, I'm so terrible. And then you know what happens is these legs break off and I have a draggy foot from my stroke. So I'll drag them. I know, Joey, it's terrible. And then I'll have a draggy foot and we'll notice, because they're so pigmented, we'll have, pencil marks all over our hard, we have a laminate floor and we have vinyl in the bathrooms, and we have streaks of coloring pencil pigment all over the place for my stupid draggy foot. Gosh, I'm terrible. Doesn't want to sharpen now. Darn it. I'm so mad at myself. All right, let me get out the M&R. So we got to make it a thing now, people. We got to make it a thing. You'll be okay, Millie. Oh my gosh, I don't know why, but this totally reminds me of when my dad was alive. Whenever he would come visit, he lived in Arizona in Bullhead City. So when he would come to California to visit, he lived in California, all of our lives, most of his life. And look how sharp I got that pencil, and I got it pretty good. Look at that. Beautiful, huh? Nothing like an M&R. So anyway, there's this place in San Bernardino County called Vince's Spaghetti, and it was just a small one restaurant, but it now has two, or maybe, now it has three. And it's amazing. They actually started out just as like a lunch restaurant or lunch counter that was famous for their French dips, but now they make these amazing spaghetti. We actually like the mostaccioli with meat sauce. Unbelievable. And it's so good price. Such a good price, if I can speak English. And did someone new come in? My eyes are blurry. I need to put some drops in. But one thing is, whenever my dad would eat there, they always sell candy at the counter as you're checking out, and they always sold Junior Mints, and it was just a tradition that my dad would buy everybody a box of Junior Mints. So we all had our Junior Mints, and we're walking out to the car, and they have like an old parking lot that doesn't even really have lines, and we're walking, and this is way before my stroke and stuff, and I have a Junior Mint stuck to my butt, okay? So I don't know if you guys all know what Junior Mints are. They're, like a creamy, minty inside and dark chocolate on the outside. So I looked like, and it was right in like my crack of my jeans. And so I totally looked like, I had poo on my butt. And so we're laughing, but the whole time, I know that in the trunk of my car, I always keep, wet wipes. And they weren't baby wipes, they were called wet ones. So I'm screaming, hand me a wet one. And my dad didn't understand what I meant by a wet one. So he's all confused. I'm like, give me a wet one. And he's thinking that I had a wet one. So we're in the parking lot. I've got a Junior Mint stuck to my butt, or it had been stuck. And I'm screaming, a wet one. And oh my God, we about lost it in the parking lot. I thought my dad was going to hyperventilate. We were cracking up so bad. I just wanted somebody to wipe my ass with the wet one so my jeans didn't look like I had poo on them. And we were just dying. And oh my gosh, pretty funny. My dad's a pretty funny guy. He was a pretty funny guy. He gave us our sense of humor. We're all a little dry. We make humor instead of, when probably inappropriate times, but it helps sometimes in situations like that. We don't take ourselves too seriously, but that was hysterical. We were dying. Oh my gosh. I don't even know how the Junior Mint got there, because we don't buy them until we're leaving. So I don't really know how I sat on Junior Mint. Maybe we bought them before. Maybe my dad went and paid and brought the Junior Mints back to the table as we were finishing up. How one got in my butt crack, I'll never know. But it did make for a great story, and definitely a moment of hysteric laughter in the parking lot. So people had to have thought we were nuts. Yes, it does. And it some people need that to deal with life. I mean, life can get so serious, and it's too short for that. We're all in this together. We really are. And none of us come out of it alive. And it's just too short and precious to worry too much. I'm a prime example of doing too much and stressing too much, and I had a stroke at only 44 years old. I worked as a health assistant in the nurse's office. I was a medical assistant. I worked there the majority of the day, and then I would go teach high school, and then after that I left and taught adult school, and that was several times a week. And I was in school full time at an accelerated university, intense, and I was a single mom, and my 15-year-old daughter was pregnant, and I smoked cigarettes, and I ate unhealthy because I was constantly, having to grab fast food while I was on my way to my next job. And my body said, F you, I quit. Oh my gosh, how cute is that, Lisa? That is adorable. That reminds me too of my niece Katie, who's 16 now, but she always said fawfles for waffles, and I think she got pink eye, and she was probably 3-4 years old. She was in daycare, so she got pink eye. And she woke up, and of course her eyes are stuck together, and she told her mom she had foffles in her eyes. Foffles! Your poor little girl, though. She probably really thought she was blind. Another thing, my nephew, who's 18 now, my Katie's brother, oh my gosh, this is so funny. Well, my kids were the oldest. You know, my sisters two are the youngest. Well, one sister had their three youngest kids are a little bit of ways from the other ones, at least 4 years. And so my son, the oldest grandchild, was, you know, significantly older because he was the only one for 4 years. So he's like almost 10 years older, or he is 10 years older than Sam. So Sam's 18, and he used to say, like, for like Spider-Man, he would say Fighter-Man. He would say F for SP. And one day we catch Jake, you know, Sam saying Spider-Man, and we catch Jake telling, and Jake was real smart, still real smart, and he tells Sam, "Hey Sam, say Spuck." Oh my God, we're like, Jacob, you cannot tell him that. Oh my gosh, I have so many stories. Shannon's 8 years younger than me. A lot of you know Shannon. She used to be in the coloring. Oh, bye, Carolyn. Thanks so much for coming. Here I am just yakking away. So he told him to say fighter, to say Spuck. And then another thing is he would say, for fish, he called a fish a bish. And so I would say, I told him, I said, because my sister Shannon, I'm constantly teasing her. When she had a baby, I would be like, everything she did, I would say, oh, I'm going to call CPS on you. Oh, you better be careful. I'm going to call Child Protective Services on you, you know, joking around. So we told Sam, you say, Mommy's a nasty fish. So he would go around saying, Mommy's a nasty bitch. I know it's terrible, but it was funny. Especially knowing my relationship with my sister. She's, you know, she and I are just very close. I mean, I'm close with both of my sisters, but Mommy's a nasty fish. I still call her a nasty fish. Oh, and then, oh my gosh, with me constantly telling Shannon that that I was going to call CPS on her, right? Whenever she would do something, I'm going to call CPS on you. Well, my son was 4 when Sam was born, my youngest. So that's the one that lives with me now. And he, honestly, he was a pistol. No wonder Shannon moved. I moved, not Shannon. But anyway, he was a handful when he was little. I always say if he was the first, he'd be an only child. He was a little bit, but so one day he was being naughty, and I was, you know, disciplining. I never hit my kids, but I was, you know, talking stern to him or whatever. And he got mad at me, and he looked at me in the face, and he's like, I'm going to call UPS on you. I'm like, oh, damn, he's going to have me shipped off. Mushy bushy for Mitsubishi. Mushy bushy. Oh, I thought you were saying that. I thought you said say it. Say mushy bushy for Mitsubishi. That's so cute. Mushy bushy. How cute is that? Yeah, when my son told me he was going to call UPS on me, I'm like, oh, damn. I really screwed up now. I still crack up about that one. I was like, oh shit. Oh, he was a card, man. Whew. Yeah, I love the way kids say things. My kids would say mazagine instead of magazine. Mazagine. So I made them say mazagine. Even when they started like saying it right, I would tell them, oh no, it's mazagine. Say it. Because I loved it so much. Or capitiller. My oldest called it a capitiller. You're dying, Tammy. Oh, I was dying. When he told me that he was going to call UPS on me, I thought I was going to die. He was the kid that would make me spit out my... I think we were home when he said it, but yeah, he's... he was the kid that always made me, spit Coke out my nose or spit it all over the place because he would say things that just... I always would tell them if they said foul words, I was going to put soap in their mouth. And I did put soap in their mouth. And he kept saying them, and I told him I was going to put soap in his mouth. And one day I caught him saying something, and I said, all right. And he covers his eyes and says, no, don't put soap in my eyes. I'm like, damn, kid, I'm not that mean. I'm not going to put soap in your eyes. He was just a character. Just a character. Oh, you mean when I was shipped off? Gotcha. I used to beg for time out. I'd be like, I have to go in my room by myself and do nothing. Please put me in time out. Being a single parent is tough. I'm sure you single parents know. And I was like, damn, I really would love time out. Please give me time out. That's why I stayed up until 3 o'clock in the morning sometimes, because it was the only time it was quiet and time to myself. Oh. I'm loving how these mice are coming out, by the way. I'm glad I used this instead of a regular gray. I think it's really cute. And I think you guys can see that it's more of a purpley color than gray. Kind of looks more gray on the screen, but it is definitely more of a purple, almost like gray lavender from Prismacolors. Oh, kids are so funny. They really are. But when we caught my son teaching my nephew to say spuck, oh my God. My oldest was so smart when he was little. Oh my gosh, he kept me on my toes. He was only 3 when I moved back down here to San Diego and started working a new job. And that's when I met my second husband. And so I met him before Jake turned 3. So Jake was barely 3 when all of this. And so I worked for a bank, but I was a loan processor. And I would say I'm going to the bank, but it was a loan processing center. And so when, I'd pick him up from daycare and we'd be driving home, and he'd see McDonald's and he'd say, oh, I want to go to McDonald's. And, I'd come up with something and I'd say, oh, I don't have any money. And he's like, well, why? And I'm like, well, I didn't go to the bank. And he looked at me with this condescending look on his face from his car seat. I could see him in the rearview mirror, and he says, Mommy, you work at the bank. I'm like, oh shit. And then another time, I'm not kidding you, another time I told him, he asked me why I didn't have any money, and I told him that it's because, I have to pay for things like, food and clothes and for the house. And he's like, Mommy, houses don't go in shopping bags. So according to him, it had to be in a shopping bag for you to have to buy it. And then the last one I remember is, and this is all when he was 3. I had bought myself a few, and this, he did it every time we passed McDonald's nearly. I bought myself a few suit dresses to wear to work. That was back in the day when you had to wear nylons and heels to work every day. Ugh, I was so happy when I became a medical assistant and started wearing scrubs. Anyway, so we're driving home again, asked me for McDonald's, and I, sometimes, yes, I would take him to McDonald's. Don't think I was a terrible parent. But we drove by there every day. And I told him, I said, no, mommy has to save her money. And he, again, with the condescending sound in his voice, and I could see him in his car seat in the rear view, he says, so you can buy more dresses? And I was like, oh my gosh. Oh, what happened? Oh. Oh no. Oh no, Lisa. Right, you can't. Aww. Oh my goodness. Because you call the room a toilet, right? And the toilet. Oh yeah. My son was a smart ass, like big time. One time I told him it was after his sister was born, so he was 5 and he was in kindergarten, and the babysitter was a neighbor when he would come home from school. I think I'm going to color the cat. Oh, yeah. And he didn't eat the food I bought him. I think we were at KFC or something. And he didn't eat it. And I, just scolded him. I said, Jake, when, it makes me mad when you don't eat the food that I bought you. Maybe I'll just stop buying you food. And he's like, well, then what'll I do? And I said, well, I don't know. And he says, well, maybe Miss Terry will feed me. And I didn't mean I wasn't going to feed him. I had meant that I was just not going to buy him fast food. But, a kid takes things literally. So I said, well, you're nicer to her. And I am not kidding you. He looked at me again with that damn condescending look on his face. He's a sweetie now. He treats me very well. But he looked at me and said, because I said, you're nicer to her than you are to me. And he looked at me and said, I can't even say it. Well, that's because she treats me with respect and she doesn't yell at me. He was 5 years old. Right. I know in New Zealand they call the whole room a toilet. We call it a toilet as well. But I think that would get confusing for kids if you call the whole room a toilet. Oh, but when my son said that, well, she treats me with respect and she doesn't yell at me. What do you say to that? What do you say to a 5-year-old that says that to you? You go, damn, why did I make him so smart? We were constantly talking. He had a huge vocabulary. But how do you not laugh? And, you have to, oh my gosh. I thought I was going to pee my pants that time. I'll never forget that. Never forget that. She treats me with respect. And she doesn't yell at me. Oh my God. Oh, gotcha. Yeah, we call it a bathroom here too. Don't you say the loo? No, in the UK? Or is that more of a slang? Like in New Zealand, the signs outside of the bathrooms say toilet.
Oh my gosh, I still remember that day. I remember it clear as day. We're standing there right by the trash can throwing out the food or the trash, and I see all the food on his plate. Oh my gosh. It still just cracks me up. How does a kid say that? How do they say that? I mean, you know, it's just regurgitating sometimes, but you know, a lot of it, how do they get that in their head? She treats me with respect. I just don't know where he got that. He never even watched TV. We were never home enough for him to watch TV. I have no idea where he got that from. Hi, how are you, sister? I was just telling the story of Jake saying, she treats me with respect and she never yells at me. When I told him that I was going to stop buying him food. Oh, he was a character. And when he told Sam to say Spuck, Shannon is Sam's mom. We thought we were going to die then, too. Our kids have definitely, I mean, Shannon and I are silly enough on our own, but then we had these cocky damn kids that kept us going. They are all so smart. Kate, I told them about Katie and Foffles. That was the funniest thing ever. Katie with Foffles in her eyes. She had pink eye, right? That's what I thought she had. She was probably, what, 3-4 years old? Foffles in her eyes. Because Lisa said her daughter had fallen asleep with a sweet, and she woke up screaming that she was blind. Poor baby really thought she was blind. So what have you been doing with your bad self, sister? I know you've been helping Big Tom move. Did that get all taken care of? Has he already moved out? Right. Foffles. I thought it was pink eye. I didn't know if she had just woke up with sleep in her eyes or... Oh my God, our kid's so funny. Sam was Spuck. And we told him to call you a nasty fish. Shannon's the nasty fish. I don't know if some people here know you. That's my sister. She's my baby sister. I still call her a nasty fish. Mommy and nasty fish. Mommy and nasty fish. Oh my God, I'm going to pee my pants, people. Shannon's the nasty fish. It's really not a nasty fish. What, honey? I'm just cracking myself up here. I actually am crying. That's Tammy. She has a channel. And Carolyn left, but she has a channel too. And then Lisa from the UK. I don't think you know her. You might know her. Nobody's coming on streams anymore. But we're all having a great time. At least, you know, I am.
she works for the school district, so she's been off work as well. But she's been, oh, good. I love you guys too. Oh man, this is the most, and I haven't even had Bailey's, Shannon, not yet. I wait till 6. And I just have a little splash. Man, I have had so many pencils with the core not straight, or you know, look at that. Ugh, drives me crazy. Oh. Oh. Is this, oh, this is the book you already had? Yeah. It's weird times, but you know, there's a part of me that feels this solidarity with the whole world because we're all in this together. And even though we really should all think globally about world, you know, about you know, the ecosystem and things, you know, not everybody's on board, but you know, everybody's being affected by this. No, I'll just pick, I think you should do Alice. But you can email them to me. Oh man, I got tears in my eyes. But I'm trying to bite off this wood on this dang Prismacolor white. I love Alice in Wonderland herself. I'm not, you know, I mean, the movies are and the book is good, and don't get me wrong, I like them, but you know, there's others I like way better, and but I love coloring Alice, and I love the Cheshire Cat. This is Tenderful Enchantment, Shannon, that I'm coloring in. Is this the one I got you, or Fairy Miracles? Which one did I get you? I can't remember now. I think I got you this one. Yep, this is Tenderful Enchantments. I love this page. And I'm using the Holbeins, just the 50 pastel colors, mostly except for the brown. Has it been raining there, Shannon, at night or during the day? Last night we had a huge thunder and lightning storm. Well, you know, a lightning storm with rain. But 3 nights in a row, we just, all of a sudden it just started raining. I know, doesn't it? Or it reminds me of visions of sugar plums danced in their heads. I hope we do too. I really love that poem that I posted on Instagram. Did you guys see it? Do any of you follow me on Instagram? It was written by a teacher named Kitty O'Meary. O'Meara? No, O'Meary, I think. And she actually commented, wrote me a note on my Instagram about the post of her her poem. I thought that was really cool. Oh, that would be cool, Lisa. Have you heard the poem? It's beautiful. It's not too long. I'll read it to you if you haven't read it. And all I did is I looked up the poem and then found a meme that had been made, of the poem. A picture, it's not really a meme, on Google, and I made sure it was correct and it had her name, and then I tagged her in the post, the lady who had written it, and so she commented, and I thought that was really cool. She doesn't have too many Instagram followers. She doesn't really use Instagram, but I had posted on Facebook too. Yeah, we have, it's pretty clear here too. It's cool right now. I'm going to read the poem because it's really beautiful. Let me get I won't be able to see chat, guys. Okay, so here it is. Remember, I'm not going to be able to see chat. It's real fast. And the people stayed home and read books and listened and rested and exercised and made art and played games and learned new ways of being and were still and listened more deeply. Some meditated, some prayed, some danced. Some met their shadows, and the people began to think differently. And the people healed. And in the absence of people living in ignorant, dangerous, mindless, and heartless ways, the earth began to heal. And when the danger passed and the people joined together again, they grieved their losses and made new choices and dreamed new images and created new ways to live and heal the earth fully as they had been healed. And it's Kitty O'Meara. Isn't that beautiful? Yeah, it really struck a chord with me. Sammy from Color and Chat with Sammy had posted it. That's how I first had seen it. Yeah, it really is a beautiful poem. But she had put that it was an Irish American, which it is, poet, but she put that they passed, that they lived in the 1800s and that she passed in 1800. And I said, no, she's very much alive. So I sent Sammy a message to let her know that, yeah, this is a current artist, a current poet. She's a teacher, and she wrote it because of the coronavirus, in response to the coronavirus. And I just think it's so beautiful and touching and appropriate, and yeah. I love feel-good things like that. Makes me feel good. So all I have left now is the background and the floor, and I do not know how I'm going to do either. This will be easy. This isn't going to take much, and I probably will just use a soft beige maybe, but I'm not sure what to do with the floor. Now the fringe was really hard to make stand out, so I colored it as a shadow with that same color I did here, and then I used a Posca, so I won't have to go in between the lines of the rug. So that was presence of forethought. Oh, Tammy, I'll look for you because I posted it on my Facebook too. The trolley and the buses are still running. I mean, of course, they have to provide transportation, and I get that. But I wonder how empty they are. I still see, because I see all the planes coming in. They fly in, they land coming in from the east. And when the winds change, sometimes they go the other way. But mostly what I've been seeing are, FedEx planes and stuff. Yeah. What is my Facebook, Shannon? Hold on. I think it's Shara Craig, but let me look. I can look it up. And I'll just give it. I forgot I'm the host, so I can put things like that. All right. No, I want to go to my account. There we go. Yeah, it's under Shara Craig. I guess that's just the whole Facebook.com, Shara Craig. Well, that seems really small. Oh, I'm hungry. I think this is it. Oh, well, there's the link. It's so funny because I was the only Shara Craig. I think I'm not anymore, but there was a guy named Craig Shara who lives here in California too. I don't know if they pronounce it Shara or Shara because I've never spoken with them verbally, but I've talked with him and his wife on Facebook because we think it's so funny that I'm Shara Craig and he's Craig Shara. If I married him, I'd be Shara. Shara. Bobera, banana, fana, fofera, faucet. That's what I always say. All right, guys, I really think I'm going to go because my stomach's growling. I think I've only eaten half a banana today. Oh, no. I ate some beans. My son made me a tortilla-less burrito. Well, I had some corn chips, but I didn't have a flour tortilla. I know, it's not so funny. Yeah, he's, I don't know how they pronounce it, though. And there's a whole bunch of Sharas, like the last name. And then I guess one person whose last name isn't Shara, they named her first name Shara. But again, I think they may pronounce it Shara. So I've only ever met one person with my name. And we both were at a job interview and they called Shara. And I was so used to no one ever having my name. I was just shocked when two of us stood up. I was like, oh, I thought she called Shara. And she goes, your name is Shara? All right. Oh. Okay, Joy. Yeah, no problem. And yeah, I only have I think the mice turned out good. They look more gray than I wanted. But it's a purpley gray. I really liked the way they looked white, but I'm going to hold it up so you guys can see it better. Well, I'll just, hold on. Oh, my old bones are cracking right here. So they do look pretty purpley, but I like it. And the cat too. So this is a really fun page. I had a lot of fun. I really did my light layers, which I tend to. I started, as you can see, I started to go in a little too heavy. I think I'd had a Bailey's and I was falling asleep. I don't know. All right, guys, good night. I want you all to have a great evening or morning, wherever you are. And stay sexy, everybody. And I'll maybe see you again in the next couple of days, either in another chat or here. Bye, guys. Thank you so much.